Behold David, king of Israel. A son shall be born to you, who shall be a man of rest, for his name shall be Solomon. And I will give peace and quietness unto Israel in his days.
That's how God named Solomon. Who gave you your name? Your mother, father, an aunt or uncle? Well, the Bible tells us that God gave Solomon his name. Even today, his name is used to describe someone of great wisdom. You may have heard people say he is as wise as Solomon. Yes, the first Solomon, the Solomon of the Bible, was indeed both rich and wise, but he was much more than that. He was the king of Israel, and above all, he was a man who prayed and was faithful to God. But now, let's begin our story with the day Solomon got his name.
My mother told me about this day many times. It happened in Jerusalem. My father, King David, was from Bethlehem, but the day I was born, my mother and father were in Jerusalem.
Bathsheba?
Yes, David.
Is the child born? We heard a cry.
The child is born, my husband. Come and see your son.
Yes.
Already his voice rings with authority.
Nathan, I would like to have you help with his training. You, as a prophet, have so much learning. Will you do that, Nathan?
It would be a privilege to help care for such a fine boy, my king. Indeed, he is so strong and handsome, he should be called Jedediah, beloved of the Lord.
What do you think, David?
I am proud of the son you have given me, Bathsheba.
And the name? What do you think we should name him?
His name shall be Solomon, the peaceful one.
Solomon. Yes, of course. Solomon.
And so I was named, and given over to the care of Nathan, the prophet. Now Nathan was more than just a guardian. Often he gave advice to my father, King David. One of my father's great desires was to build a temple so that the Ark of the Covenant, which had in it the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments given to Moses, could have a permanent resting place. My father spoke to Nathan about this.
Look, Nathan, here I am living in a nice cedar house with more than I need.
But a king should have these things.
While the Ark of the Covenant, God's own commandments to Moses, stays in a house of curtains, it is not right.
What do you think should be done, David?
The Ark of the Covenant should be in a temple of worship. I want to build such a temple.
If that is your wish, then do it. Surely God will be with you.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow. This will take much thought and work, and the hour is late. Good night, Nathan.
Nathan.
What?
Nathan.
Who calls?
It is I, the Lord God of Israel. Nathan, go and tell my servant David that he must not build a house unto my name. After David's death, I will raise up his son to be king, and he shall build the temple. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish his throne forever. Go and tell this to David.
Don't you understand? But, Father, I am the eldest son. It is I who should succeed you to the throne. Adonijah, my son, it is the Lord's wishes that I carry out.
Adonijah, don't excite your father. He is not well. This is not his doing. Solomon has been chosen by the Lord.
Father, It has been your dream to build a temple for the Lord. Why can't you do it?
Solomon, I am weary and ill, and the Lord has told me that I myself cannot build this temple. You see, I have been a man of war. I have had to fight many battles and have shed much blood on this earth. In the eyes of the Lord, I am not the one to build a house to his name.
Why then can't I build this temple for the Lord?
Because of all my sons, the Lord has chosen Solomon, the peaceful one, to build his house.
Father, I will do my best to serve the Lord with a perfect heart and a willing mind. This will be a great and a hard task. Perhaps I'm not even worthy of it, but with the Lord's help, I will do it.
Listen to me, my good father, King David. I am the rightful heir to the throne, and I will do all in my power to sit on that throne when you are gone.
Adonijah, my son Solomon shall sit on the throne of Israel.
Oh, that was a day to remember. I will never forget my father's words that day when he told me I had been chosen by God to be king. But there were some who had other ideas. My older brother Adonijah, and Joab, the commander of my father's army. My father, King David, was old and very sick when they met and made their plans.
Joab,
Who's there?
are you alone?
Yes? Oh, it's you, Adonijah. Come in.
No one must know I am here.
What's the matter? What is all this secrecy?
You've heard that King David is very sick? That he may die any day now?
Yes? Your father is an old man, Adonijah.
When he dies, the people will need a new king. I am the oldest living son, so I should be the next king of Israel. And I will be the king.
But what about Solomon? Won't he be the next...
Solomon, the peaceful one. Solomon. Solomon will do nothing if we plan this right.
And what is your plan, Adonijah?
Just this. Now listen carefully, Joab. Since you are the army's commander, I'll need your help.
Go on.
First, we'll need chariots and horsemen. And to begin with, about 50 men.
You'll have to get these men from the tribe of Judah. You can't trust the soldiers in your father's army here.
Yes, that's right. They might give our plan away before we're ready. Well, Commander Joab, that's where you come in. You round up the soldiers from Judah. Now, a priest. We'll need a priest.
Abiathar. Abiathar the priest. He'll join us, I know.
Good. We'll be ready as soon as we get the men and horses together. I'll ride through the streets in the biggest chariot in the manner of a king, with a bodyguard beside me. Riding with us will be the other chariots and the horsemen. And running in front of us will be the 50 men loudly proclaiming me, Adonijah, the new king of Israel.
Wonderful. But what happens when King David hears of it?
My father is so old and feeble now. I'm sure nothing will be done to stop us. And then, Joab, then the final step.
Yes? What's that?
A big feast at the river Enrogel. We'll invite the princes of Israel, all my brothers, except Solomon, of course. That will make it official.
And all the captains of Judah's army. I'll get them. Then with all their soldiers, we'll have our force.
And Abiathar the priest, he will anoint me as the new king.
Adonijah, I implore you to think of your father. You cannot go through with this scheme of yours.
Nathan, you may be a great prophet and advisor to my father, King David. But I need no advisor or prophet to make decisions for me. My mind is made up. I will be king.
You know what this will do to your father when news of your actions reaches
You
him.
may tell my father for me that I'm ready to take over the throne of Israel.
What's the parade for? Looks like the king. What king? The king of Israel. But King David is ill, almost dead. The new king, then. It must be the new king.
Make way for your king! Make way for King Adonijah!
my subjects.
Bathsheba! Bathsheba!
Nathan, what is it?
Have you heard? Adonijah has proclaimed himself king.
No. Does David know of this?
I don't know. Solomon should be king. Now Solomon's life is in danger, and yours too. We must go to David at once.
Yes, of course. We must tell David. David.
Yes, yes.
Our son Solomon.
What is it, Bathsheba?
David, didn't you swear to me by the Lord God that Solomon would reign after you as king?
Of course.
Well, Nathan here says
Your
that...
son Adonijah has gone this very day to the river Enrogel with all your sons except Solomon. Joab is with him in Abiathar the priest, and they are eating and drinking and saying that Adonijah is king.
What?
Did you make Adonijah the new king?
As I swore to you, Solomon shall reign after me. He shall be anointed king today.
Thank the Lord.
Nathan, take my servants and Zadok the priest, and take Solomon down to the river Gihon, which is near Enrogel. Have the priest anoint Solomon with oil from the tabernacle. Then let the trumpets blow, and let all the people proclaim Solomon king.
The problems and burdens of a king were soon to be on my shoulders. I was afraid I might not live up to the Lord's expectations. Those around me did not know of my concern, but the Lord knew, and that night he came to me in a dream.
Solomon, what is troubling you?
O Lord, you have made me the ruler over your people. So many people that they cannot even be counted. I am a king, yet in knowledge I feel as though I am only a little child.
Ask what you want, Solomon, and I shall give it to you.
Give me an understanding heart, so I can judge these people, so that I can know the difference between the good and the bad. O Lord, grant me wisdom.
My son, that pleases me very much. You did not ask for a long life, or to be rich, or even for the death of your enemies. I will give you a wise and understanding heart. There will never again be anyone as wise as you. And because you did not ask for the other things, I will give them to you also. You will have great honor and great riches. There will never again be a king as great as you, Solomon.
God save King Solomon!
The cheers of the people that day were so loud, they were even heard by Joab and my brother Adonijah at their secret meeting place at Enrogel.
Joab! Joab! What's all that noise? It sounds like the whole city is celebrating.
Adonijah, it's for Solomon. Solomon has just been made king of Israel. At the command of David just before he died. Our soldiers are deserting. Even the priest Abiathar has run off.
No, wait, don't let them go. Don't let them leave me. We've failed, Joab. We've failed.
God kept his promise to Solomon, and Solomon kept his promise to God. He built the temple that his father David had wanted to build. It took over 7 years to finish it, and it was a beautiful temple of fine carved wood and silver and gold. The Ark of the Covenant was placed inside it, and the people came to worship there. The wealth and wisdom of King Solomon was known for miles around, and all because he listened to God. When he prayed, he asked only to be able to know what was good and what was bad. What do you ask for when you pray? The story of Solomon is found in 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, and 1 Chronicles in the Old Testament.